My name is Nathan Sloan, and I am going for secondary English education. I hope to be an English language arts teacher for the high school level, and this is my e-portfolio. So, a couple things about me to start. I want to use technology in my future classroom as a way to provide alternatives to your standard things like quizzes and short essays, because I just think that sometimes the classroom, and especially in English language arts, can get pretty stale, and the fact that they sort of use the same things over and over again. And I want to use technology as much as possible without overusing it, because I think handwritten assignments and other things still have their place, and also for differentiation purposes, I don't want students who may struggle with having things and attaining certain technologies to feel outcast, I guess. But I want to show you some of my favorite work and tell you about some things I believe in technology, obviously, and introduce myself here with this e-portfolio. So the first one that I want to show you guys is my production badge. This is by far my favorite thing. I think that I could definitely see myself using this. My storybook was great, and I would love to be able to allow students to create something that's sort of fun and a little bit different and creative. Like I have these images here that just sort of are just silly and fun, and this kind of thing allows students to be able to do something different. Like I said, this is like a big thing that I want to be doing, is just allowing to do the same kind of work but in a different setting that students may not often see. So this is my thing. It's got a couple things. It was about Macbeth, and this is the kind of work that I would expect from the level of students that I'm teaching, just a little project. Obviously, this probably wouldn't be a final project because I would do something a little more in depth, probably, or standard essay that's going to be a little long so that students can explore something. And I really liked S'more as well. This is another one. I could see myself basically just introducing my class with this, updating it so the students know what they need and the goals, and to make everything clear, and they can reference back to it if they want to remember or forget something about the class that they want to remember. And here we have some social media that we can get a hold of. I plan on creating a couple social media pages that students can access to update them, and just to keep in touch and allow for especially last minute things. Students can check that if I change an assignment, or if I want them to upload something online. This is a great way to do it. Just like provide links to certain pages and get people to follow them, and just it's fun. I get to put pictures of myself. I get to make bad puns. So the third thing, last thing I'm going to show you from my page, I really liked this Pinterest badge as well. You can see I did an education one for W200, and this was a lot of fun. I was able to find different things that, they provide a certain level of just simple content that is also really meaningful at the same time. A couple, obviously, they aren't going to have a ton of information on pins, but you're also going to find something that actually shows, like, oh, here are e-learning trends, something that you can actually keep track of and say, like, this is something useful. So finally, I want to talk about the stuff that I actually learned in this class. I mean, obviously you can see this is a ton of work. So I'm going to take you through my IST just to show you. I mean, we did so much for this course. So I think I definitely learned about using technology. I mean, clearly, that's the point. But just actually finding alternatives. Like, there's so much out there that you can provide, and there will continue to be more stuff in the future. And it just goes to show that I definitely need to make sure I'm staying updated. That was one thing that I realized, was that I need to know what I'm doing and what's going to be coming up, and the kind of stuff that I need to be looking out for and reading and communicate, and how to communicate with teachers. So I think I'll use this, as I said 100 times before, for creating alternative assignments so that the classroom doesn't continue to get stale. That's what I want to use technology for in my classroom. And for W200, I just learned that there's so much out there. So, yeah, that's all.